I'm Frank the Tank, and welcome to the Bowling by J.Belmonte Champions League 2021 semifinal round. Finally, it's here. I mean, there has been quite a delay with this one, especially those who were in the tournament probably are saying the exact same thing. Finally, like it's here because, yeah, there's been quite the delay due to the fact that, for one, I took a break from this. Many of you already probably know that, it's quite obvious. And number two, our final four. Um, uh, it was quite an obstacle for them to be able to put these matches together because for one, they all have lives, okay, and two, we don't all live in the same place, different time zones. I'm pretty sure one of them lives in the UK or something, if I'm not mistaken, so that makes it really difficult. But nonetheless, they all got it done, and it is ready to go. So, yeah, I don't think there's much else to say other than oh, congrats to this Final Four because they are the Final Four, which means that even someone's going to lose, someone's going to win, but no matter what, these Final Four are not walking away empty-handed. They are guaranteed to be walking away with something. So, yeah. I guess now we go ahead and we talk about the matches that we have in store here today. So let's talk about semifinal number one. It is going to be Nicholas Tran taking on Seth Freeze. Now, this one's going to be actually quite interesting simply because of what happened last year. Last year, these two faced off in the quarterfinal round of this event, and Seth Freeze ended up getting the upper hand on Nicholas Tran, and he ended up moving to the Final Four, and Seth Freeze is in the Final Four this year as well. Very nice. So yeah, Nicholas Tran unfortunately lost in the quarterfinal to Seth Freeze. Seth Freeze ended up facing the eventual winner, Tony Richardson, and he lost. So we got various small rivalries developing there, I guess. I don't know. Can we call them rivalries yet? I feel like there's not enough history there yet. But yeah, here we are, and Nicholas Tran and Seth Freeze are now facing off in the semifinal round. And the big question with this one is, will Seth Freeze add more salt to the wound? Or will Nicholas Tran finally get his revenge on Seth Freeze and get his spot in the final for the first time ever? And then we've got semifinal number two, the main event for today. Tony Richardson, the defending champion, is back, and he will be facing off against what I would consider to be his toughest opponent to date, Stephen Harrison. So this one also was interesting, and I'm not just saying that. It is interesting because, again, Tony Richardson is back. He has yet to be taken down. He is still continuing his warpath on everybody. He's here, just one step closer to successfully defending his throne. And of course, Stephen Harrison is here. And what makes it interesting with Stephen Harrison is that he was actually not in last year's tournament, and he was due to compete in last year's tournament. But the problem was, unfortunately, his personal schedule and the schedule with this event did not go well together, so it caused a conflict, and he had to make the difficult choice of withdrawing from the tournament before it even got started, leaving everybody to wonder what would have happened had he not withdrawn from the tournament. In a way, now we kind of have our answer, as he is here among the final four. So very, very impressive, and now he has to go up against the defending champion. So the big question there is, will Stephen Harrison be the one to dethrone Tony Richardson, or will Tony Richardson just look at Stephen Harrison like another stepping stone to bigger and better things? We're going to find out all of this right here, right now. So without further ado, let's begin this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We are kicking things off with Nicholas Tran and Seth Freeze. And if I didn't explain it already, I think this is going to be the exact same format as the PBA playoffs. So best out of two games. So if you win, you get a point. If you lose, you get nothing. If these two end up tying at the end of the game, they have to do a 9th and 10th frame roll off. So because unfortunately, a tie or stalemate, whatever you want to call it, is not an option here. Somebody has got to win that match. So, yeah. If they end up tying 1-1 at the end of these two matches, then again, ninth and 10th frame roll off. So, yeah. If they end up tying still after this ninth and 10th frame roll off, they have to go into a sudden death roll off, the roll off that we normally see on TV. So that is how it's going to play out for the semi-final round, and that's pretty much how it played out for every round. But anyway, Nicholas Tran, I believe, is picking up a Hustle PBR. Very nice ball. Shout out to the viewers who actually recommended that I try out the Hustle Inc. Because had they never done that, I never would have found an amazing ball in the Hustle Inc. So thank you to all of you viewers who kept pushing me to go pick up that ball, because now the Hustle series has really grown on me. I actually happen to have a Hustle PBR and a Hustle Wrap myself in the closet, which I do want to review for you guys, because I love me the Hustle series now. It's becoming a real big mainstay in my arsenal. So yeah, he's picking up that Hustle PBR, and he's using it very, very nicely on this very difficult red square pattern. And I forgot to mention that they are bowling on the red square pattern for this round. So I believe Seth Freeze is picking up what looked like a code red. I could be wrong. It looks like a code red to me. What other ball looks red like that and has yellow writing on it, right? So is the code red even in this game? I don't even know. I haven't memorized the entire layout of bowling balls that they have in this game. But Nicholas Tran seems to be coming on strong here, as he is en route to a 279. Or is that a 290? I don't even know. I think that says 280 max possible, as he goes strike 9 spare with 3 in a row. And Seth Freeze is matching that. That is very, very nice. So really, what it's going to be here is who's going to fumble the rock first. That's what it's looking like. And Nicholas Tran just putting the pressure on Seth Freeze. So they're going back and forth on putting the pressure on each other, really, is what it is here. So let's see. What is Seth Freeze going to do here? Uh-oh. And a split. 410. That's bad. That could be what kills it for Seth Freeze here. Doesn't make it, unfortunately. Very interesting tactic for, let's see, who is this? Is this, yeah, very interesting tactic for Nicholas Tran, as he's not using the gold shoes or the gold glove at all. So he's really trying to, that shows that he's adjusting the speed there, because for those of you who don't know, it depends on the shoes and the gloves. That'll determine your power. That'll give you like a +1, +2 increase on your speed. And yeah, he's using like, yeah, look at that. He's using some white and blue storm shoes, and then he's using like an orange glove. So that's not going to give him like full speed, but it's going to give him good speed, 22 miles per hour. And of course, he's maxing out on the revs. Very nice. And I got to say, I commend him on playing that line, because, it's very, very difficult to be able to repeat the same shot on this red square pattern. Honestly, hats off to both of these guys. Just trying to be able to get a 200 game on this pattern is very, very difficult. But they are just pulling it off here, and it looks like we have our shutout already. So it looks like Nicholas Tran is going to take game 1 here. So far, so good on him trying to get his revenge over Seth Freeze. Yeah, I guess all Seth Freeze can do is just strike out. Just, it ain't over till the last ball is thrown, even though he's been shut out. Ooh, left a 7. Strike streak over. I believe he bagged 8 in a row before that happened, but he picks it up, no problem. And he ends it with a 269, while Seth Freeze can only max out for 236 possible. Very good start to the semifinal round. Did not expect the scores to be this high, because this red square, anybody who's bowled on it knows. They know how much of a nightmare it is. So again, this is best out of 2 games. It's not total pinfall like they did in the PBA Tour Finals 2017. I believe total pinfall is a stupid way to play. All right, so there you go. 269 to 236. Very, very impressive. Nicholas Tran now leads the series 1-0. So Seth Freeze has to win this thing to force a roll off. That's the only chance he's got here. So he cannot fumble the rock anymore. It's do or die. So Nicholas Tran continues using the hustle PBR. No ball change. Starts off strong with the strike. Seth Freeze. Not making the ball change either, but he leaves the 10 pin. Two in a row. Oh boy. Already things are not looking up for Seth Freeze here. Meanwhile, I can just tell, even though we can't see what Nicholas Tran is doing, I can tell he is 1000% focused. He is determined on taking down Seth Freeze, getting his revenge, and earning that spot in the final. One thing that I always was interested in at the start of this tournament was if Tony Richardson ever made it to the end, who was his next opponent going to be? Because Javon Lee, the man who finished runner-up to Tony Richardson last year, is not participating in this year's tournament due to some personal obligation of his that he had to deal with. So unfortunately, he was not able to participate in this year's tournament, which kind of sucks because I would have wanted to see kind of a rematch to see if he could get his revenge over Tony or not. But yeah, unfortunately, that is not going to happen. So that further increased the chances 100% of a new finalist making it to the end. And we are about half a game away from figuring out who that finalist is going to be. And then after this one's over, then our main event, Stephen Harrison and Tony Richardson. Meanwhile, Nicholas Tran, man, he is unstoppable in the second game. Clearly, he's not going through what we usually see happen in the PBA playoffs between the pros, where they win game one and then they completely flop in game two, and the other guy just comes alive and takes game two, and then they go into a roll off. This is not the case right now. Nicholas Tran has not skipped a beat. He has not lost momentum whatsoever. Seth Freeze, meanwhile, is trying desperately to just keep up. That 9 spare is the only thing right now that's in the way. So all he can do is hope that Nicholas Tran fumbles the rock. That's all it's going to take. Because Seth Freeze can go for 290. Nicholas Tran cannot miss because then he will have to settle for 270 whatever. If it's 9 spare, 279. If it's 8 spare, you guys know the deal. But right now he's just en route to a 300. This is crazy. Need I remind you, this is on the red square pattern. It's insane how these guys are doing this. Freaking hacks, man. Can Seth continue the strike streak? He's waiting on it. He's nervous. But he does it. He continues to try to apply the pressure to Nicholas Tran. That can make a man nervous. 9 in a row. Oh, gosh. 3 more in a row and he's got a perfect game. What are the odds of that happening in the semifinal round on the red square pattern? Oh, the 10 pin. It's over. It's done. It has to be over. All he can do is hope that Nicholas Tran splits or something. That's the only chance he's got. Oh, that's it. It's over. Ladies and gentlemen, it's over. Nicholas Tran has clean sweep Seth Freeze. He's got his revenge. He's going to the final. And now he needs one more for a 300. What a crazy way to end this first match here. No, he doesn't do it. No, 299. Oh, no. No perfect game. No $10,000 bonus. I was kidding. I don't have $10,000 to give. If I did, I still wouldn't give it to you. That doesn't mean I'm selfish. But Jesus, the robbery, that's gotta hurt. Right here. 299. But I don't think he cares because he's going to the final. He gets to fight for that ever so incredible Belmo spare ball against whoever wins this other match.